All right, let's jump right in. When you hear a title like Political Science for Aspiring Citizens, it's easy to think, okay, this is for people who want to be politicians. But here's the thing, it's not. Not at all. This is for absolutely anyone who's ever just looked around at the world, at the news, the arguments, all of it, and thought, what is actually going on here?
You know that feeling, right? It's that moment you realize you don't just want to live in the world, you want to understand it. And believe me, that feeling, sooner or later it happens to every single one of us.
It's like a little switch flips inside your head. You go from just, well, being here to asking some pretty big questions. Why are things set up this way? Who gets to make the rules? And maybe the biggest one of all, what does any of this have to do with me?
That feeling, that question, it's completely universal. It's really the starting line for trying to figure out all these systems, government, the economy, society, that shape our everyday lives. So let's talk about how that journey usually kicks off.
It could be anything. Maybe you're just scrolling through your phone and a headline just stops you. It feels unfair or confusing, or maybe it just makes you really, really curious. It's that first little crack in your normal routine. Or, maybe you're at a cafe or hanging out with family and you hear people debating some new law or an upcoming election with so much passion. And you kind of realize, I don't really have an opinion because I don't feel like I know enough.
But really, it all comes down to this, doesn't it? It's this little nudge from inside, this persistent feeling that you should know more, that figuring this stuff out isn't just for the experts, it's for you too. And this right here just nails it. This confirms that what you're feeling isn't weird or unusual, it's a totally human thing. At some point, we all want to understand the rules of the game we're all playing. So if we all get this feeling, what do we do about it? Where do we even begin? Well, what we need is a starting point. We need some kind of personal toolkit to help us make sense of it all. And that's the real hurdle, isn't it? The world of politics can feel like this huge, complicated fortress. It has its own language, its own history. It's just so easy to feel totally overwhelmed. But what if we thought about it in a different way? And this is where we get to the core idea of the Roughbook. I absolutely love this concept. Forget some heavy, intimidating textbook. Instead, picture a simple notebook. It's probably a little messy, it's totally personal, and it's filled with your questions, your thoughts about things like fairness and community and power. It's a tool for your journey, not some final answer key. And to really get this, we have to be super clear about what a Roughbook is not. This is not a dense textbook that puts you to sleep. It is not a test you have to study for and pass. And it is definitely, 100%, not just for future politicians. This is who it's for. It's for you, it's for me, it's for anyone who wants to swap that feeling of confusion for a little more clarity and maybe a bit more confidence. And in that sense, we're all aspiring citizens. We're all aspiring to just understand our world a little bit better. Okay, so you've got this idea of a Roughbook. Now what? The next question that usually pops up is, how much do I actually have to do? How involved do I really need to be? And honestly, this question can cause a lot of stress. Do I need to become an expert on everything? Do I have to dedicate my whole life to this? That pressure to do enough can stop you before you even start. But check this out, because this lays it out so perfectly, there is no one-size-fits-all here. A bit could just mean staying informed and voting. And let me tell you, that is hugely powerful. A lot might look more like getting involved in your community or even running for a local office. Both ends of the spectrum and literally everything in between are totally valid. This is so important to remember. Your level of engagement is your choice. It's based on your life, your passions, your time. The goal is not to force yourself into the allot column. The goal is to just consciously decide where you want to be. All right, let's bring this all home. We talked about that universal question that pops up, this idea of a personal Roughbook and the whole spectrum of engagement. So what's the actual path forward from here? It really just boils down to these three simple things. First, when that curiosity hits you, lean into it. Don't push it away. Second, find your Roughbook, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's a podcast, a book, or just talking to people. And third, decide for yourself what a bit or a lot means for you, right now. No pressure. Seriously, if you take only one thing away today, please let it be this. This whole thing is not about becoming an expert. The real goal, the one you can actually achieve, is just to understand your own world a tiny bit better than you did yesterday. That's it. That's the win. And that really brings us to the end. The whole journey just starts with a single question, a single thought. So the power's in your hands now. That first page is blank. What's the first thing you want to figure out?